I'm recording the session. So let's start discussing about the some HANA side, the main important high level questions on the SAP HANA. So as you know, HANA is a in-memory column-oriented columnar database. In-memory column-oriented columnar database. It has only columnar way column store table. It's not like that. It has only columnar tables. It has also row store tables, like system tables. Row store tables are called the system tables. It contains the system related information. It contains the system related information, right? So normally we know what is the difference between HANA 1.0, HANA 2.0. HANA 1.0 is the HANA 1.0 is the single container. 2.0 is the multi-container concept. So we can create up to multiple tenants in HANA 2.0 on top of the system DB. But here there is no system DB, Trinity DB concept in the 1.0. It is out of the scope. So 2.0 we have the system DB, Trinity DB concept. N number of tenants we can create it on top of the system DB, right? So n number of means it's not like 100 like this. So by default you will get the one system DB, one tenant DB, then one system DB plus one tenant DB, then up to 19 tenant DBs we can create it in the, so up to 19 tenant DBs we can create it except default one. So total one system DB, 20 tenants we can create in the one host here, right? After that we can create it, but we have to manually change the port numbers, all those things, but that is not the sustainable approach here, right? So, and also in 1.0, the one more difference, which is like the persistency in the 2.0, the persistency layer format and metadata got separated from the 1.0. 1.0 it's included the persistency layer, means data folder, the formats, and also and the metadata also separated in the 2.0 here. These are the major changes in the 2.0 to 1.0 here, right? So coming to the current versions wise, current to the HANA DB version side, HANA 2.0, right? HANA 2.0, SPS 01, so 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, and 07, and the revision number, so revision number 76 or 77 is there currently. Revision number 76 is there currently. So current version is the SPS 07 here, right? So when you are installing, going for the latest versions, you always HANA installations or HANA upgrade has dependency on so OS versions. So suppose if you take the SUSE line XSL/15, SP01 is the version, SP02, SP03, SP05, SP05 is the latest version of the SUSE Linux version here, 05, right? So 05 is the 15, 05 is the latest version of the HANA version here, /. So, and Red Hat Linux also, it's, I think it's a 9. So, right, Red Hat Linux, it's 9, 8, 9. 9 is the latest version here, right? So, when it comes to the HANA installations, the mainly we have to check the, if you want to do the HANA installations, the mainly the RAM size we need to take it out here. RAM calculations, how to calculate the RAM size and everything is the very important thing here. RAM size calculations in the HANA DB here. So RAM size is very important here. Why? Because HANA is a in-memory storage, in-memory database. So RAM size is very important here. To calculating the RAM size, we can calculate the SAP Quick Sizer tool, or we have the T-shirt sizing methods. We can use it. T-shirt sizing methods. We can use it here. T-shirt sizing, the methods. So methods we can use it here, right? T-shirt sizing methods we can use it. So apart from that is the migrations. If it is the migrations, we can go for the DB levels, the programs we can use it. If it is a migration you are doing from some other databases to the HANA database, there is a program here, HDB underscore the sizing report we have to execute it to get the estimated HANA's RAM size, right? Data folder size, log folder size. To get this one, we need to go for this one here. So quick sizer tools for the t-shirt sizing methods, we can go with this one here, t-shirt sizing. So t-shirt sizing methods, okay? So then once you got the RAM size, so here the mainly HANA will depend upon the OS and OS related binaries, and so the file systems, and also their spaces, how many CPUs, so the RAM, so the network bandwidth. So these are the major prerequisites we need to take it out before the installation here. So coming to the OS, anything you can take it out like /SLES, SUSE Linux, SUSE Linux versions, Red Hat Linux, you can take it out. The file systems, they are the common file systems for the HANA database here, common file systems here. For HANA database, for HANA databases, we have the common file systems are called the, so OS level file systems, root, /home, then /temp, /var, so /log. These are the /swap also very important, the recommended. So these are the common OS level file systems here, right? Apart from that, so you need to have the separate file systems for the HANA is called the, so USR SAP file systems, right? Then /HANA data file systems are required. Then /HANA log file systems are required. Then so /HANA the shared file systems are required. So then, yeah, so these are the 5 types of file systems. Along with this one, so root, these are the 5 types of file systems we required, 5 types of file systems we required for the, so HANA DB. These are the mandatory thing, except OS1. These all are the mandatory file systems you required here, right? So root is the minimum 10 GB as per the SAP recommendation, minimum 10 GB free. USR SAP is the 50 GB should be free. /HANA data is the 3 into RAM size is free. /HANA is the 3 into RAM size, 3 into data file size, / into RAM size here. /HANA log is half by 2 of RAM size, or half by 2 of the RAM size, or max 512 GB, we can take it out. 512 GB, the max we can go for the /HANA log folder here. /HANA shade is the 1 into the RAM size. 1 into the RAM size, we can take it for the, so space. These all are the space and list of file system recommendations. Space and the list of file systems recommendations which we required as part of the, so HANA, if you are planning to HANA, the main thing is the hardware, the certified hardware vendors. Intel, Fujitsu, we have to purchase the hardware from the certified hardware vendors only. Then operating system. Then, so you have the top of that one, you need to have the, so for storage, how many RAM and storage here, right? These are the storage requirement here, storage requirement here. So these are the minimum storage requirement we required. So here the data folder is the very important here, /HANA data log folder, shared one. So USR SAP and so root. So these are the important file systems for HANA installations, right? So here along with this one, there are the some OS level binaries also here. On top of the OS, you need the GCC. There is a OS level binaries like GCC 10 or 11 package, RPM package. You have to install it. This is the GCC 10 or 11 RPM package. You have to install it. It's one of the very important here for OS level. OS level. This is the one of the very important file systems here. Very important file systems which we have to take it out here. OS level file systems. So it's a very important packages. We have to take it out here. So then based on that, we can calculate the CPU's estimation. So nowadays, if everybody is going to the CPU, there is a templates, computer optimized or memory optimized templates are there based upon your RAM size. You can get the how many CPUs and everything here. So HANA installation can be done using the HDBLCM tools. So these tools are introduced in HANA 1.0 SPS 10 onwards. SPS 10 onwards. So these tools are introduced. These tools are introduced here. HANA installation can be done using the three ways here. One is the HDBLCM, then HDBLCM GUI, then HDBLCM, and so web mode here. Three types, like either command prompt mode, either GUI mode, either web browser mode. We can do the installations here. So while doing the installation, it creates the file systems. So installation latest file TB file, we need to download it, we need to extract it. Then in the extracted files, you will get the HDBLCM tools. We can download, we can install it here. While installing, it always check the GCC 10 or 11 libraries. It will check it out. So 10 libraries, right? So that is the one of the thing we need to check it out here, right? So library here. So installations will create the files, folders, and everything. Then the one of the file system, there is a after the installation, you will get the HANA database, one system DB, and one tenant DB. You will get by default here. System DB, we have the 5 process, right? So one is the name server. So we have the daemon. So we have the preprocessor, compile server. So compile server and web dispatcher here. In the tenant DB, we have the index server, access engine. It will be available here. 7 core process you will get in that index server, name server, preprocessor, calculator. In the tenant DB2, system DB2 here. So normally interview point of time, how many process you will get by default as soon as you run the installation? 7 core process you will get here. These are the 7 process here. Here in the tenant DB, index server is the main. What is the main process here? The index server. Index server is the main process in index server is the main process in tenant. So index server is the main process in the tenant DB here. Here the name server is the main process here. Here the name server is the main process. Name server is the main process in system DB here, right? So name server is the main process in the system DB here. So apart from that, so as after the installation is completed, they may ask you what is the difference between HDB LCM, then resident HDB LCM. So HDB LCM is the tool for the installations, uninstallations, then upgrade, you will use it. Resident HDB LCM is for the post installation activities. We have to perform using the resident HDB LCM. Like post installation activities means register, upgrade of components here, right? Unregister. So then rename, SLD integrations. So this kind of activities we will do it in the resident HDBLCM. This is one of the points they may ask you. What is the difference between resident HDBLCM, not resident HDBLCM commands here, right? So along with, they may ask you the delta merge. Delta merge is the one of the important point, and save point is the important point here. Delta merge and save point. So what is mean by delta merge here? So this is in this host, we have the RAM. So we have the RAM, we have the main memory, and we have the file systems, right? We have the file systems here. So this is your main memory. That's say like RAM memory. These are the file systems here. We have the file systems. File systems means /ana data and /ana log folder are very important. We have others also, but here these two are the very important here. The RAM. Normally, delta merge means the main memory normally is divided into the two parts here. One is the delta storage, second one is the main storage here, DS and MS, delta storage and the main storage here, delta storage and the main storage here. So normally the main memory is divided into the two types here, delta, DS and MS here. So all the transactions which are coming to the HANA database, it will first execute into the delta storage here. Why? Because delta storage operations are, so delta storage is optimized for so read, write, execution option here, read, write, execution here, right? So here, but here read and execution only. Main storage is only read and write. We cannot directly write in data into the, we as a humans or system, we as a humans, we cannot directly write, system can write it here, right? Only read and execution, execute options are, so commit, sorry, compression here, read and compression. This is also compression here, kind of compression here, read, write, compression here, right? So here only read and compression mechanisms here. So delta merge means all the transactions will execute before storing into the main storage, will save into the delta storage here. Then once the transaction is committed, if the transaction is committed, then it will go to the main storage. It will go to the main storage here. In the main storage, operations are very costly. We cannot directly write it here. Only system internal process will write the data into the main storage from the delta storage here. From here to, as part of the save point interval, it will write the data into the data folder. It will write the data into the data folder here, right? So here the thing is, delta merge means moving the delta changes from delta storage to the main storage is called the delta merge operation. Save point means from main storage to OS level file systems. This is called the save point. How frequently it will write the data means every 5 minutes as per the default interval. This is called the whenever the transaction is committed, whenever the transaction is committed, so whenever the transaction is committed, then it will transfer the data here. So these are called the delta merge. So delta merge means the main storage. So the delta merge means main memory is divided into the two parts, DS and MS. All the changes first directly will execute into the delta storage. Once the transaction is committed, then it will move the changes to the main storage here. Once the data move to the main storage, same data will be moved to the data folder and log folder here. That is called the delta merge and save point operations. This is one of the internal operations. No one don't know, but so system internally will operate these options here. Even we cannot do anything here, right? So as soon as sir, HANA is the volatile memory, temporary memory. Why? Because storing the data in the RAM memory is only temporary. When you restart it, all the data is gone. When you restart it, all the data is gone. So in this case, how the data will be moved here? In this case, how the data will be moved to the how the data will be, again, whenever you are starting the HANA, how the data comes to the main memory here. So here one point everybody has to remember here. So whenever HANA starting of HANA, what will happen? So here the first the row store tables will be loaded. Then secondary indexes will be created. The third one is called the column store tables will be loaded. The fourth one is called the roll forward, then roll forward, then fifth one, the rollback will happen. So which means, so normally the data will go to the from here to here, from here to here, then here to here. It will store the data into the data folder. So here also one copy of data is available. Whenever you do the restart, all the data, whatever there in the RAM memory, it will be flushed out. Flushed out means it will be deleted. It will be deleted from here. So in this case, what will happen? In this case, what will happen? Whenever you are starting the HANA as an internal mechanism, whatever the data is there here, this data will be loaded into the main memory first. The data, whatever, that's why you can see in the under the trace directory, the log folder, the troubleshooting directory is called the trace directory. In the trace directory, you see, so these are there is a loads log file will be created whenever you are starting and stopping, load, unload, there is a logs, right? So what exactly it will be there means whenever starting the HANA, so tables will be loaded from here to here, it will be loaded here. It will be from here to here, the tables will be loaded here. So in this case, the first which tables? Data will be loaded, we know, from HANA to, so slash HANA data to memory level data will be placed from which tables first, right? First row store tables, then after that secondary indexes will be created, column store tables, roll forward, roll back. Roll forward means the transactions are which are committed here but not saved into the data folder, the logs will be replayed, then the transaction will forward and will store into the here again. Rollback means the transaction which are not committed in the cancelled during the system restart, which will be not committed, then it will go back to the previous status only. It will go back to the your previous status only here. So that is what it will happen in the entire HANA during the HANA starting procedure here. Okay, so that is the HANA save point and delta merge operations here, right? So here one more thing is HANA side during the upgrade also, either installations or upgrade. One important thing is here you need to remember the during the installation and upgrade also we have to do it in the using the HDB LCM tools. Upgrade also we have to do it in the using the HDB LCM tools here. So this HDB LCM tools, either installations or upgrades also we have to use it. You have to download. But here you require the root user for installations or upgrades of the HANA systems, right? Then we can go to the folder, then we can execute the slash HDB UPD HANA upgrade. Then execute the HDB LCM one of the file HDB UPD, then it will start upgrading the system and everything here. Before that, you need to stop the SAP applications and everything. So HANA HDB LCM tools will be used to do the upgrading the HDB UPD tools will be helpful to upgrade the HANA systems. Okay, so that is the upgrade part. So main thing for the upgrade which you have you done the upgrade means yes. So what tools? HDB LCM tools. From which version to which version? Maybe you can say like 6 to 7 or 5 to 7, something like that we can say. But because we can directly go for the 7 also here, right? So, but minimum version, every year they will release the new versions. Every year they will release the new versions here. Maybe 7 they have released. Actually, they will release the in the month of April only. Every month, April, they will release the new SPS 08, but still they have not released the latest version here. So something we got some news about the SPS 08. Oh, no, it's not. That is different, I think. It's not the 2.0. Still SPS 08 is not released. February 1st. Starting with SP, NSP will provide the every 2 years, 4 years of the maintenance period. So there is some changes in the starting with the SPS 08. So I think there is some news about the 08. Let me see what is that. 07 2023 April they may release it. So 08 also they may release it. So revision.
హరీష్ వాళ్ళంట వాళ్ళ అమ్మ
Yeah, I think they have not released, I think. I think they will release it. So there is some news here. They will release it soon, but still, they have some planned administration. We need to review once it is released. 2 points administration and monitoring here. BTP presents. Business technology platform presents. No. April 4th. The event taking place today only. Maybe in this month, April, right? April month only, they will release the new SPS release 08. Why? Because once a year, they will release the new support packs. The maintenance is for the yearly ones, they will release the new SPS. Revisions, they will release it. Depends upon the errors and everything, they will release the new SPS, they will release it here. So mainly in HANA, so OS requirements, file systems, list of file systems which we required, and also we need to know about the backups and restore. One of the important thing is high level backup and restore here. So how many types of backups we can take it out here? Here we can take the full DB backup, then incremental backup, then differential backup, we can take it out here. So they may ask you sometimes these two are called the delta backups. This is the full backup, complete database backup, we have to take it out here. Incremental backup, differential backup is after the full BB backup, we want to take the incremental or differential, you can take it out, right? Incremental or differential, you can take it out here. Incremental or differential backup, you can take it out here, right? So that is the full DB backup, incremental backup, and differential backups we have here, right? So if you want to give the clear information about the full DB backup, incremental backup, and the differential backup, I can explain you. So you can see here. So full DB backups. So this is our system. Up to here, database storage is done. So full DB backup means how much till date, now you are running the backup, man, till date, how much data is occupied. You can just take the backup of the complete data backup, you can take it out here. Complete DB backup, you can take it out. Complete DB backup, you can take it out here, right? That is called the full DB backup here. Full DB backup, you can take it out here, right? So, but after the full DB backup, suppose like up to here today, you've taken the full DB backup, then tomorrow, if you want to take the incremental backup, then whatever the data got increased from here to here after the full backup, so it will only take that backup only. It will only take that backup only. This is called the incremental backup. This is called the incremental backup here. Okay. So means full DB incremental backup or differential backup, it's required the first time full DB backup is required. Then only incremental or differential will run. So now suppose next day, tomorrow, if you want to run the incremental backup, then first when it will check when was the last full backup completed. Okay, up to here. Then from here to, so that date, it will take your incremental changes will be, it will take the incremental changes here. It will take the incremental changes here, right? So then after that, so if you want to take the differential backup also, it will take the full DB backup. Again, next day, when you are taking maybe you can get detailed discussion in my other discussions, other channels. So maybe we will get more in my channel only. So, but high level, I'm explaining here. So here, so if you want to take incremental backup, right? Now let's talk about the incremental backup. Incremental backup always look the previous any backup should be completed. So here already one backup completed, then it will take the one more backup, it will take it out, it will take the one more backup, it will take the one more backup daily. So after the backup, it will take the one more backup only. When it comes to the differential backup always look the full backup, first full backup. When was the backup completed here? Then from here to it will take. So when you are taking this day, then it will take the backup of the after full backup, and up to here it will take the backup. When you are taking this day, then from this day to and up to here, it will take the full DB backup here. Then when you are taking here from this date to this date, full backup means differential backup always look the previous full backup, then it will take the backup here, previous full backup here. Then incremental backup will look the previous any backup it will look it out, right? So that's why sometimes people will take the full backup or incremental of differential backup, they will take it out here, right? So that's the thing here, right? Backups. So we have the three types of backups in the it's all are online backup only. There is no offline backups for HANA. All are online backups only here. So restore means while doing the restore, we have the option like, so restore to backup, up to backup file, which backup you want to restore it. Also restore to point in time recovery, Restore to, restore to up to, there is a option. So there are total three types of recoveries. So restore to the your particular backup time, restore to the point in time recovery. So third one is the most recent state. Here system will decide up to which state, which log file your system is recent, then that will restate. Point in time recovery means we need to give the point time, up to which point, which time we have to give the point in time recovery. So from that onwards, data will be recovered. It will be restored up to that point only here. Backup means in the last backup when was the completed, that backup file you have to give it. Most recent state means, so which is the latest available, the recent status, it will take the backup here. It will take the backup here. Okay, that is the backup and recovery part here, right? So almost like administration tools which we have to use it means HANA administration tools like, so HANA Studio or HANA Cockpit we have to use it, or Explorer we have to use it for the administration point of view, monitoring the HANA systems, memory, CPU, HANA process, right? So backups, all those things we can use the Studio, or Cockpit you can use it here. So Studio is the Eclipse based tool which we have to install everybody desktop, but Cockpit is the centralized tool, just URL we have to use it to open the all kind of things here, right? All the web based URL we have to open it, then we can connect to the HANA database, we can do the all the administration activities, we can do that one here, right? That is the one. So coming to the one important thing is in the HANA side, if I talk about the HANA, so replications, HANA, so replication and operational modes here. This is the one of the important thing here. HANA replication and HANA operational modes here. So replication modes and operational modes. So what is the replication here? To replicating the data from primary to secondary, replicating the data from primary to secondary. Why? Because in the high availability system or disaster recovery side, so we want similar in high availability system, we need the similar data in the, so your production as well as the your primary and secondary system also should be required. So here all the applications will connect to the in this host, or sometimes they will use the virtual host name. This virtual host name will point to the primary and secondary databases here. So this we will call it as the primary and secondary. In the primary side, we need to enable it. Secondary side, we need to register the secondary into primary. So they may ask you types of replication modes and operational modes, or what is the prerequisite for the replication and operational mode setup here, HA setup. So your prerequisites for the operational mode setup is like, your main thing is the both the SIDs, both the systems, both the host, SAP HANA DB should be installed with same SID and same instance number, right? The second point is the exchanging the keys. Exchange the keys from primary to primary to the secondary. Exchanging the keys from primary to secondary, we have to exchange it here. Primary to secondary, we have to exchange the keys here. Once done it, exchanging the keys are done, then we can we can restart the secondary. Why? Because after do that one, we can restart the secondary. We can restart the secondary to see after replacing the keys. Which keys? SSFS keys. SSFS keys, which is available under global directory. USR, SCP, SAD, SYS, global security. Under that, we have the SSFS keys are available. So then you can restart the secondary. The fourth one, enable the replication on the primary. Then fifth one, register the secondary into primary. Here you have to register. While registering, it will ask the replication modes here, and operation modes here. It will ask the replication modes and operation modes here, right? So replication, right? Replication modes here. Replication modes means synchronous. We have the three types of replication modes are there here. Sync, then sync mem, then second one is the async. Okay, sync here, synchronous memory, the synchronous memory, and sync mem, async. We have the three types of replication modes here. Sync, which means, so let's talk about the sync. Sync means the primary system, normally this both the modes, primary to secondary, primary normally general discussion, primary will send the data to the secondary, secondary will receive will give the response back to acknowledgement back to the, so primary saying that I received the transaction. Both the side, sync means it will receive the acknowledgement, and async means there is no acknowledgement here, right? So primary system commit the transaction until it will get reply on the, it will get log is replayed, replay the log on the persisted secondary memory here. So which means here, so whenever you are sending the data to the, whenever you are sending the data to the primary to secondary, the log should be replayed on the secondary. The persistency format layer means data folder, then only it will send data back to the secondary. Sorry, send back to the primary. Then primary will commit the next log. It will be replayed onto the data folder. Then it will see the response back to the here. Main memory means the sync mem means here the primary system will commit the transaction after log was received by the stored into the main memory here, which means the transaction will go stored into the main memory. That's it. Then that work is completed. Then it will give the response back to the users here, right? System, right? Here it is the, so sync means the log will be stored into the, so then persistency data folder here. Then here sync mem means the log is persisted and it will be stored into the persistency main memory, means RAM memory here, right? We have the RAM memory. We have the two memory areas: storage, persistency storage, and persistent memory. Memory means your RAM memory level, it will store the data here. So sync mem means in the RAM memory level, it will store the data. As soon as store it, it will give the response back to the here, it will send the data here. Here it means it will store the data into the data folder level, OS level, it will store the data folder level here, right? So that is the sync and see, normally in the production operations, we will use in the sync and async. Async means primary system will send the data to secondary, then will keep on sending the data to the secondary. So primary will not wait for secondary to receive the data. It will keep on sending the data to the secondary. It will not bother about whether my secondary received the transactions data or not. It will not bother about that, right? So just primary will send it. That's it. It will send the one more data. Most of the DR scenario time, we will use the async mechanism, asynchronous mechanism, we will use it here. Sync memory means the data will be go to the persisted memory, means your RAM memory. Once it is stored into the RAM memory, it give the response back to the primary saying that send the one more transaction, like that. So sync means it will go to the data folder level, data folder level, it will go to the data folder level here. That is the replication modes here, right? So that is the replication modes. So let's talk about the operation modes here. While registering the secondary into primary site, it will ask the choose the replication modes and operation modes option here. So how we have the replication modes we have, then same way we have the operation modes also, like so delta data shipping, delta, so data shipping method, data shipping, and we have the log replay, which is the famous one. Everybody will use this one here, right? So how many types of operation modes? We have the two. Replication modes, three. Delta data shipping means this mode establish a system replication, means so this mode, if you choose the delta data replication, means by default every 10 minutes the delta data ships to the continuous ships to the secondary node here. The secondary system will receive the log, but it will not replay until you execute it. The logs will be stay in the secondary only. It will not be replay until it has to take over here. So to avoid this one, we need to use the log replay mechanism. Everybody will use the log replay mechanism here, which means so continuously the log is continuously replayed on the secondary system immediately after after the takeover. After the takeover anything, it will immediately the system is available. But in the delta data shipping means every 10 minutes once the data will be moved to the your secondary system, but will not be replayed immediately. Whenever the takeover happens, that time your logs will be replayed. So logs will be replayed here. So we have this is the delta log replay, means continuously each and every log will be replayed on the secondary system. Delta data shipping means by default every 10 minutes the data is moved to the primary to secondary, then it will be stay in the secondary without replaying it here. That is called the log delta data shipping here. By default, here it is the 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes it will check and it will write the data to the, so it will write the data here. That is called the delta data shipping. Okay. This is the HANA configuration here. So we will also use the cluster tools here. Suppose if you are using the cluster for the for automatic failure and everything, here with the SUSE Linux cluster, we have to use the CoroSync and the CoroSync and the pacemaker tools. We have to use it for for a configuration perspective, then services will be automatically will favored here. These are the OS level tools. We have to use it. Some configuration we have to perform it here, right? Right. So this is the SUSE Linux CoroSync and pacemaker tool. We have to use it here. Okay, so these tools we have to use it for the configuring the cluster configurations and everything. So these are the operational modes, replication modes, and what are the things we have to do it for this configurations here, like primary and secondary configurations and everything here, right? So during the upgrade time, anything, first we need to do the secondary first upgrade, then once done, then we have to do the primary first next. So during the upgrade time, first here. Then what happens if I do primary first? So the replication will not flow from higher version to secondary lower version, but it will flow from lower version to higher version. So that's the reason we need to do the secondary first, then primary. If anyone asks the reason why, means you say like the replication will not work from higher to lower, will only work from the lower to higher. So that is the concept here. Okay. So that's you need to take it out. Okay. So I think that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll connect again for a few minutes.